Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Deep divers, I woke up like this, full of turquoise, all magical and fly, just, whoa, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. What are we doing every single day, deep divers? Raising the frequency, raising the vibration, Hadouken. Take all of that good ass energy I'm sending you, and let me say a big shout out to everyone who's joined the New Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's going to help you become your greatest version. Deep divers, click the link down below and be inspired. So let's talk about Diddy list. Right? The Diddy list. Deep divers. Or the Diddy distraction. Because this just happened, deep divers. That's right. Oh yeah. We're going to talk about it. How Iran sent missiles to Israel and this could potentially lead to World War III. But we're also going to talk about the Diddy list. Because it's a kind of trending topic. But then we're really going to talk about the meat and potatoes. That a lot of people don't realize storms are brewing, deep divers between Israel and Iran, Russia, Ukraine, potential World War III. We got a whole lot to talk about, deep divers. I want all of you right now to hit the like button if you support the real. Once again, hit the like button right now if you support the real, because we got a whole lot to talk about. Look, if you are watching this video, this is your confirmation you're about to be celebrating something major soon. Just say thank you. That's good. Now, I've been covering this Diddy situation. Diddy has been indicted. And yes, a lot of people are very interested. And I'm going to talk about the Diddy list because he has now 120 new accusers. Once again, Diddy is innocent until proven guilty, but it's crazy what's going on with Diddy, right? I'm going to break that down. And I'm also going to break down this Israel and Iran conflict, which could potentially lead to a World War III. Deep divers. The cat down the road is like, huh? And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? So once again, deep divers, I was covering the Diddy story. Now, this has really sparked a lot of interest because a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe Diddy has fallen from grace, right? Someone who was really big in the industry is now in a federal prison. He's got indicted. And a lot of people can't believe that he has fallen from grace. And now, guess what? He has 120 new accusers. Let's just listen to this. Let's just take a listen, deep divers.
And I want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take somebody so long to step forward, I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward and to make these types of allegations when something very terrible has happened to them. I'll use New York, the state of New York, as an example. The state of New York has specific statutes in place that revive claims that are even claims that would typically be not able to be brought, that it revives such claims, and they can be brought even 25 to 30 years later. Because there's a recognition there in New York and California and other states that it's very difficult for a victim to come forward. And I would respectfully suggest the only reason many of these people are coming forward because they see other victims coming forward. And it gives them some comfort that, hey, I won't be the only one. And I expect more victims will come forward. You know, there's an old saying that says, a lie has great speed, but truth has endurance.
Now, once again, deep divers, all of my videos are designed to help you become your greatest version. And what we can learn from this Diddy situation is that not everything that glitters is gold. Once again, what good is it to gain all the riches in the world, but to lose your soul in the process? Slow motion this side. Matthew 16:26, for even if you were to gain all the wealth and power of this world at the cost of your own life, what good would that be? And what could be more valuable to you than your own soul? So this is what we can learn from this whole Diddy situation. Once again, it was all good just a week ago, right? And he has some serious accusations. And this is all a lesson that, once again, this is a sign the industry is collapsing because it was built on a house of cards. Now, the Diddy list is a distraction. I call it the Diddy distraction because a lot of people are unaware that World War III could happen, right? But once again, let me just tell you one more thing about Diddy. Pay close attention to Diddy being held right now in custody. That what happened to Epstein does not happen to Diddy. Okay? Because Diddy knows a lot of people. There you have him with Obama, Oprah, even the royals, right? So it's a very fascinating story, but it is a distraction because there are some serious things happening in the world, like Iran sending missiles to Israel, and Israel saying that we are gonna come back with brute force. And a lot of people don't even know that this could be a catalyst to a wider war, what Albert Pike spoke of as World War III, and he actually predicted that it would happen between Zionism and Islam, and this will be the last war. And we are in times of great change. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. It's time to realize you want to protect your energy. Let me tell you about this story.
We are following breaking news. Iran launching a barrage of missiles into Israel. Major escalation in the conflict in the Middle East. I'm Anderson Cooper alongside my colleague Wolf Blitzer. We've witnessed missiles intercepted across Israel a short time ago as air raid sirens went off on the ground below. The Israeli military now confirms some of those missiles made a direct impact in central and southern Israel. It's estimated Iran launched nearly 200 projectiles. Iran says this attack was in response for the killing of Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah and other assassinations.
A source says the Israeli security cabinet is in their emergency bunker right now, and the Israeli military says Iran's attack, and I'm quoting now, will have consequences. The White House says both President Biden and Vice President Harris are in the White House Situation Room monitoring the situation. We're standing by to get an immediate update from White House officials and from the U.S. State Department. We also expect to hear from the Pentagon.
That was crazy, right? So you got to remind yourself, deep divers, the Matrix is at war. And this is the reason why I tell you, protect your energy right now. Let love guide you and not fear. But realize they are going to keep distracting you with celebrity stories and all of these things. And once again, you are the real celebrity. But it's time to really realize that things are heating up on the planet. Storms are brewing. And right now, you want to protect your family because things are happening right now. Now, once again, with Diddy, all of that stuff is a distraction. You know why? Because you've got to be focusing on yourself. And once again, those allegations, those 120 new accusers, a lot of people are looking for a money grab, right? But at the same time, what Diddy has been doing, he's been doing it for a long time, but he hasn't been the only one. He has not been the only one. But once again, that's a distraction because you've got to remind yourself World War III is about to happen. And some people say it's already happened. It's just that every single day you are being distracted by these so-called celebrities and their lives and what's happening with them, that you don't even realize that the world has turned into a battle zone. And right now you want to be protecting your energy. You want to be choosing love, not fear. And you want to be keeping an eye on this Israel-Iran situation. And take a listen to this.
All right, launching missile strikes on Israel, bankrolling terror groups throughout the Middle East, plotting the assassination of an American presidential candidate, and, oh yes, enriching uranium close to weapons-grade levels. That's what we're talking about when we talk about Iran. Give the mullahs of Tehran a little credit. They become masters at inflicting damage against the U.S. and Israel in just the right dose that harms their enemies and expands their regional reach without provoking a major war, which could spell the doom for their regime. But today they might have just miscalculated. The 181 ballistic missiles that Iran launched at Israel today may look at first like a bold stroke, but it may have given Israel and the U.S. justification for a major punitive response. And who knows what that might be. Joining us now is the former UN ambassador and Trump National Security Advisor, John Bolton. Ambassador, it's great to have you. Just within the last hour, Benjamin Netanyahu issued a statement saying, this evening, Iran made a big mistake and will pay for it. Sinwar and Daif did not understand this, neither did Nasrallah or Mohsen. Apparently, there are those in Tehran who do not understand this either, but they will. What do you think Israel might be doing? What do you think Israel should be doing right now?
Well, I think Israel this time is not going to listen to the Biden administration tell them to take the win, as happened back in April, when Iran attacked and Israel responded with a pinprick strike of one or a couple of missiles against one missile launch site in Iran. This time I do think there will be a very substantial response, whether it's against the Iranian Revolutionary Guard bases and headquarters, whether it's against their oil infrastructure on the Gulf, whether it's against the nuclear program, I don't know. I think any of those would be targets that would be perfectly legitimate for Israel to go after. And I think this time this is a demonstration for everybody, not just for the terrorist groups, but for Iran itself. They may not fear the United States. They do fear Israel, and they'll fear it more after this Israeli response.
I had asked the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations earlier in the show, at the beginning of the program, about whether or not Iran's nuclear facilities were on the potential target list. He refused to say, but you think they are and that they should be?
Definitely they should be. Look, in April, the Iranians launched about 120 ballistic missiles against Israel. They launched maybe 130 drones and 70 cruise missiles. The hard missiles to shoot down are the ballistic missiles. The Wall Street Journal reported that half of the 120 that Iran launched either blew up on the launch pad or crashed before they got close enough to shoot down. That's not something you plan. That was a failure on the part of Iran, or those missiles had been fixed by somebody before that. This time they launched about 200, about 180 made it to Israel. We don't know exactly what the damage is, but the fact is that these ballistic missiles at any given moment could have a nuclear weapon under their nose cones that Iran could buy from North Korea. And Israel doesn't want to face a nuclear holocaust. Given the risk of what would happen if Iran did use nuclear weapons, I wouldn't take any chances if I were the Netanyahu government.
The National Security Council just issued a statement a short time ago as well, saying there will be severe consequences for this attack, and we will work with Israel to make that happen. It sounds like the United States is not saying take the win this time.
Well, we'll see what they actually do. I mean, this is, you know, the old saying that you shouldn't believe I'm from the government and I'm here to help. When you hear the administration, this administration, say we'll work with Israel, if I were the Israelis, I'd say for the same reason we didn't tell you that we were going to go after Nasrallah, you'll hear from us later what our response is.
Yeah, the Iranian mission to the United Nations called this a, quote, legal, rational, and legitimate response for the assassinations of the leaders of Hezbollah and Hamas. The Iranians went on to warn Israel that if it commits, quote, further acts of malevolence, a subsequent and crushing response will ensue.
So there you have it. Things could escalate to even a nuclear war, right? And this is the reason why I told you, while you're focusing on this Diddy story, yes, it's very entertaining, very revealing. World War III is on the horizon. Ayatollah, Netanyahu, they're going at it. And now other countries are going to get involved. So yes, with Diddy, they're going to do him like how they did MJ. Now, Diddy is not 100% innocent, but all of these accusations are crazy right now, 120, right? But don't be distracted, because once again, you have a potential World War III on the horizon. So make sure you focus on what's really important. Now, what countries could be involved in World War III? So NATO, Ukraine, Lebanon, Iran, Israel, India, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Russia, China, South Korea, Taiwan, North Korea. It's going to be huge. And that's the reason why you want to be protecting your energy and surrounding yourself with people who empower you. What would happen if there was a nuclear war? Let's take a listen.
What would happen if there was a full-scale nuclear war between Russia and the United States? Based on non-classified data, the aftermath might go something like this. When one side launches nuclear missiles, the other side detects them and fires back before impact. U.S. submarine-launched ballistic missiles from west of Norway start striking Russia after about 10 minutes, and Russian ones from north of Canada start hitting the U.S. a few minutes later. The very first strikes are high-altitude EMP attacks, frying electronics and power grids by creating an electromagnetic pulse of tens of thousands of volts per meter. The next strikes target command and control, as well as nuclear launch facilities. Land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles take about half an hour to arrive. Major cities are targeted, both because they contain military facilities and to stymie the enemy's post-war recovery. Some cruise missiles take hours to reach their target. Each impact creates a fireball about as hot as the core of the sun, followed by a radioactive mushroom cloud. These intense explosions vaporize people nearby and cause fires and blindness further away. The fireball expansion then causes a blast wave that damages buildings, crushing nearby ones. The United Kingdom and France have nuclear capabilities and are obliged by NATO's Article 5 to defend the US. So Russia hits them too. Firestorms engulf many cities, where storm-level winds fan the flames, igniting anything that can burn, melting glass and some metals, and turning asphalt into flammable hot liquid. But the explosions, the electromagnetic pulse, and the radioactivity aren't the worst part. Nuclear winter is, caused by the black carbon smoke from the nuclear firestorms. The Hiroshima atomic bomb caused such a firestorm. But today's hydrogen bombs are much more powerful. A large city like Moscow, with almost 50 times more people, can create much more smoke. And a firestorm sends plumes of black smoke up into the stratosphere, far above any rain clouds that would otherwise wash out the smoke. This black smoke gets heated by sunlight, lofting it like a hot air balloon for up to a decade. High-altitude jet streams are so fast that it takes only a few days for the smoke to spread across much of the northern hemisphere. In the meantime, Earth gets freezing cold, even during the summer, with farmland in Kansas cooling by about 20 degrees centigrade or 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and other regions cooling almost twice as much. A recent scientific paper estimates that over 5 billion people could starve to death, including around 99% of those in the United States, Europe, Russia, and China. We obviously don't know how many people will survive a nuclear war. But if it's even remotely as bad as scientists think, then it has no winners, merely losers. It's easy to feel powerless, but the good news is that there is something you can do to help. Please share this video, because the more people know about nuclear war, the less likely it is that we'll start one.
So that's what it's all about, deep divers. We have to remind ourselves that storms are brewing. Here you have Russia, Ukraine, Putin, Zelensky, right? Here you have Netanyahu, Ayatollah, and here you have Diddy, right? And you've got to remind yourself there are going to be a lot of distractions out there, but focus on raising the frequency, focus on choosing love, not fear, and remind yourself we are living in the end times, biblical times, times of prophecy, where it's the last days of the Matrix. And that's the reason why you're seeing all of these wars. That's the reason why you're seeing the music industry collapse, because the old earth is crumbling and a new earth is coming into existence. And that's the good news. Slow motion this side. And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Let's breathe. Whoa, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. If you are ready for new earth, I want all of you right now to hit that like button if you support the real. Share this video. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support the real. Share this video and make sure you go and join the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's going to help you become your greatest version. Patreon.com/Ralph Smart. Be inspired, deep divers, and click the link down below. And go and check out the #1 best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart, on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook, The Bible of Becoming Your Greatest Version. Check out the latest new book, The Book of 1111 Infinite Quotes by Ralph Smart, at ralphsmart.com/thebook, The Secret Recipe to Becoming Your Greatest Version. And go and get the Good Ass Prana shirts, deep divers, all new designs you're going to love, at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you're a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart, you want to model the clothing, well, go and buy some. And if you want a one-to-one consultation with me so I can help you become your greatest version, make sure you book it at ralphsmart.com/one-to-one sessions. Deep divers, they tried to bury us. They forgot we were seeds. The old earth is crumbling and a new earth is forming. We are living in monumental times of change, deep divers. Protect your energy and go within. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. Yo! Once again, deep divers, soul not for sale. If you're ready for that, hit that like button if you support the real. Share this video, subscribe to the channel. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support the real, and leave a comment down below of gratitude and appreciation. One love. Peace.